Chapter 28 Resurrection of Cornelius's daughter. And to continue with the Gospel. Halfway towards Capernaum from Matthew's house, quite late in the afternoon, and once again, as with the Greek woman previously, another woman with 12 years bleeding which no one was able to heal, came rushing up from behind me. This woman, having found out from the previous Greek woman, touched only the hem of my topcoat and was instantly healed. Because she said to herself, "If I can only touch the hem of his raiment, I shall be made whole." And so it happened instantly in accordance with her faith. And she perceived at once that through her touching of my raiment, believing, the fountain of her 12 years' plight was stopped. But I turned around and said to the woman, "Fear not, my daughter, your faith has helped you. Go your way in peace." And the woman went home amidst many tears of thanks and joy, and remained well for good. This woman, although not Greek but a Jewess, nevertheless lived not far from a Greek settlement, paying many visits there and finding out much from them, and therewith also about the healing of the previous Greek woman, about which later Mark and also the painter and poet Luke made mention. Wherewith, due to the similarity of the occasion, grit had been thrown in for the mills of the doubters, causing even the most informed theosophists to regard this as one and the same event. And Matthew the scribe immediately asked whether to record this event as well as further ones this day. And I said to him, "You are to record everything that happened today, with the exception of my provision for your namesake's house, and the many conversations held there. In short, we shall again be turning in at home today, and shall have ample time tomorrow to determine in detail what to record about this day." Matthew the scribe was happy with that, and we soon also reached the chief's house, and moved at once to the chamber where the deceased daughter lay upon a bed, adorned in the Roman style. There were, however, many pipers and other noisemakers, because it was tradition to make a lot of noise around the deceased, to either awaken them, or if not possible, to, in accordance with the opinion of the blind, common and mostly heathen folk, to, at this of all stages, go to the greatest length to scare away the messengers of the Prince of Hell, Pluto. Entering the big chamber with the disciples, however, and seeing and hearing the ridiculous noise-making, I commanded them to above all immediately cease their noise-making, and to completely clear the chamber, as well as get out of the house, because the daughter did not die, but only slept. Here the engaged noisemakers, for money of course, because none could obtain noise without money, started laughing me off, and one of them confided to me, "Here you are not likely to succeed as with Jairus. Just look at her more closely, and you as a doctor shall at once have to acknowledge that fullest death sits on her nose, as would have been taught by the famous Greek doctor Hippocrates, and you declare that she sleeps?" But the chief sensed that the noisemakers did not intend to move. He therefore commanded them to clear out, threatening them with punishment, ordering his centurion guards to drive the people out. And the chamber soon was free of the noisemakers. Only after the chamber as well as the entire house were rid of these tiresome guests did I fully proceed into the chamber with my disciples and the chief's relatives. Stepping up to the deathbed and taking hold of the daughter's hand without saying anything, the daughter at once getting up in full strength and health, as if there had never been anything wrong with her. But when the daughter saw that she had lain upon the familiar bed on which only the dead were lain, she asked how she came to lie upon the deathbed. The chief, however, went over to her overjoyed, saying, "My overly beloved Cornelia, you became very sick and also died from your sickness, and you are dead and would have remained irretrievably dead, had not this truly almighty Saviour of all Saviours awakened you with his godly power, just as he also awakened the little girl of the school superintendent Jairus, with whom you were well acquainted. Therefore be joyful again with beautiful life, and be forever grateful to this friend of all friends, who alone gave you back the greatest possession, dear life itself."